Hello, I'm here in Cinema 40 this Saturday morning, and I just wanted to say, hey, let's talk about hair. I'm loving Cinema 40 right now, and I'm playing with hair, and I just wanted to show you a little bit about hair today. I've been editing this little elephant here, and well, he's so cute. And he's got hair. And I've been playing with his hair all morning. And I wanted to show you a little bit about what I've got so far. I have him set on a little scene here. And this is the render button right here. And he's going to render right here. And I have been playing with this elephant for a long time, about 4 years. I made a stuffed animal, and I modeled this elephant to kind of give me a pattern for a stuffed animal. Anyway, so I'm playing with setting up the lights and growing his hair, and I'm rendering in him here, and I did a little animation, and I'm waiting for hubby to wake up this morning. I've been making animations for game design, and just kind of coming up with creative ideas to add little animations to the game. And I'm going to show you how this hair animated. I meant to render just a picture in the picture viewer. I can render it right here when I'm in the standard mode, standard layout, or I can say right here, I can say oh yeah, I can, let's see, I keep hitting the wrong one. I always do that. There's these three right here. And if you click here, you can say render to picture viewer. And I've already done that. So I don't want to click that button or he'll start rendering again. So I've got the window viewer down here in this little corner on the left minimized. And you can always go to the render or the picture renderer by going window, picture viewer. Oh, I've got a couple open actually. Okay, that's not the one I wanted, I think. So I'll just open the one I had. There it is. And I'm always learning new things every day, all the time. Every time I work in this program is so vast. Like having more than one picture viewer open, I had no idea that you could do that. I've probably been doing it and didn't know it. Look, I've got two open here. Ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Anyways, okay, so there's something new every day. Always learning. So I actually meant to render him, and I set the settings to render a large image, and I'll show you how to do that in a tutorial soon. But I ended up rendering him, and he was set to animate. So this is what we've got. We've got some hair animated. I thought it was really cute. Sometimes the funniest, greatest things happen by mistake when you're working in editing in an animation program, and I think that is so cute. I can set it to ping pong over here, so it'll go back and forth, the cycle. Oh no, that's what he was on cycle. And then I can go to ping pong, and he'll go back and forth, and that's this little gray button down here on the right. Ping pong. And then he'll play in here on this. And he'll go back and forth. But I think the hair is so cool. Isn't the hair cool, Game Daddy? Game Daddy's asleep. So I'm talking to you. So that's about all. Oh, I was going to show you one thing in this quick little furry fluffy video is once we grew the hair over here in the attributes manager, we have the hair selected, and when you click on hair in dynamics, you can turn the dynamics on and off with the enable button, and then this relax button right here, well, we've got an up, it's going to play on 10 frames. So basically the hair kind of naturally animates by itself by setting the relax time. I have it set to auto, and that's 10 frames. But I could set it to, let's see, so if I turn that off, the hair will relax over 90 frames. And so if I turn it on, then it will just go 10 frames. And you can't see this unless the image is rendering, but I'll render it for you. So here we are on frame 1, and we see the hair up, kind of like the way that you see the guides. And we talked a little bit about hair in the last video I made. And then I'm just turning the scene by mouse clicking on this these little buttons up here, these controls. And I click and drag on it back and forth, or you can use your keyboard shortcut keys. I think it's 1 to go this way, and then 2, 3, and 1, 2, and 3. It's a little bit like Unity, but it's much more flexible here. Maybe I'm just used to it. So we see all the hairs, how they're up here like this, and I'm selecting them, but they're posed like that. It kind of takes a while. You work with the hairbrush, with the simulate. Let's see, the hair tools right here, the move tool and the brush tool that I talked about. And you can start brushing them, and there's tons you can do. And it takes a while to get your hair just right. And then I'm on frame 0. Now I'm going to move my scrub bar to frame, let's just go frame 5, because I think he's just set on 10 frames. And then I'll click the render view. And he'll render, and you'll see that the hairs have come down a ways. Or have they? Maybe I didn't go to enough frames to see. Let's try frame 39. Oh, I know what it is. I think it's because I dragged the cursor with my hand, and I have to go to frame 0, and then it's set to 10, and I have to click play, and then stop it and render it. And now we'll see the hairs coming down. So see how I didn't see that on the fly. You need a lot of RAM and a pretty beefed up computer to do hair. because it gets kind of slow when the more hair you have, and it also takes longer when the more settings we have turned on. I'm going to close this because I don't need that on. And so we can turn things off and on to make to work on things that take a lot of the CPU. But so if I click rewind back to 0 and then I render it, you can see the hairs are back up the way and out the way that I have brushed the guides. And then if I click play and I go all the way out past there, then now I'm at frame 33 and the hairs fell. So they fell over the 10 frames. So you can set, you can see it's taken a little while to render, and it's a slow process. So the more CPU you have, the better. And there we go. So I rendered out. So when you render to the picture viewer, to set that up, you go up here to the top menu and you click on the render to picture viewer. You hold the cursor down there, click down, and then see where it says render to picture viewer, but right here in the window or right in the icon next to it, we have the edit render settings, and you have to set up the render settings in output in this menu. So I have from frame 7 to frame 36. What do I have here set up? Let's see. So yeah, I have frame range from frame 7 to frame 36. But I have it set to the frame rate to 15 frames instead of 30 frames. What is it, Daniel? How many frames per second? I think it's every second is 30 frames. 30 frame, normally 30 frames per second.
30 frames per second is standard, and we do 15 frames per second because
it just speeds things up, and you don't render as many frames. So I didn't realize I had, when I went to render, that I didn't have it set to an image. So if I wanted to set it to image, I would click on the manual and just do the current frame that I'm on, or all frames, or the preview range. I'll show you what the preview range is. So, but I'm on manual, and then from frame 7 to frame 36, and it rendered out about 17 frames in the animation. And then once you have your settings set up, and you have to make sure that in output or in save you have your animation saved with the new name, because it'll copyright over it. So you have to change right here the name. And so then with the render settings set up, once you get them set up right here, then whoops. So it says, so I accidentally clicked it, and it's warning me, do you really want to overwrite? No, I don't. So they just started a new render for me though, but I can click File, Stop Rendering. And I can click right back up here to the last render that I was in. So, and then I can display it. So this is really cool. This picture viewer renderer is pretty new to Unity, to Cinema 40. Oh, anyways, so we're learning little by little and talking about hair, tips and tricks on hair, and it's fun. All right, we'll see you later.